85 before the fall and winter arrives. Now is the time to take care of your gutter and leader needs. We handle cleaning, screenings, repairs, and new installations. Call for an estimate today, 631-758-0812, or email them at dqginc@gmail.com. That's Duda's Quality Gutters. Mr. Softy Ice Cream is the original ice cream store on wheels, family owned and operated for more than 50 years, and proud supporter of the LB and Sports Doctor radio show. Mr. Softy Ice Cream will come to your next event, birthdays, weddings, fundraisers, employee appreciations, and much more. Call the office today to make a reservation to have a truck at your next event. Ask for Kerry or Linda and they will be happy to help. The first 10 people to book a party will receive a free gift. Call 631-643-8160 or email them at lisofty@gmail.com. Mr. Softy Ice Cream, serving the very best for over 50 years. And Ramey's Barbershop, established in 2004, serving men, women, and children. We specialize in all types of haircuts, skin fades, tape-ups, shape-ups, and hot towel shaves. Located at 1075 Main Street in Holbrook, New York. Call for an appointment today, 631-467-0075. Open 7 days a week, and former barber of the New York Yankees, Ramey's Barbershop. You name it, and you got it.
So far, Chris, the two things that we got from the show that I got so far that we want to happen is the Jets go 0-16 next year, so we get Johnny Football.
Okay.
That's number one. That's actually at the top of my list. Number two, the Yankees give up their whole entire farm system to get this guy, Giancarlo Stanton, right?
Right.
I mean, I can't stop thinking about it. Why are the Yankees not
so focused on the Yankees?
Why is this guy not, why are they not targeting him harder? Why are they not going for this kid?
Well, it's going to be tough to move him out of Miami. Obviously, the Miami Marlins, they dumped their entire roster, $200 million to the Toronto Blue Jays this season. But they don't want to give up Giancarlo Stanton, and that is obvious. So it's going to be tough for the Yankees to make a move like that. But on a note that you just said, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football.
Johnny Football, yeah.
The Texas A&M Aggies took on the Oklahoma Sooners in the Cotton Bowl Thursday night. And Johnny Manziel, what a game, dude. Unbelievable.
This guy, Heisman Trophy winner, my friend.
Right? 287 yards passing with 2 touchdowns and an interception, but 17 carries for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Unbelievable, man.
Unbelievable game from Johnny Manziel. And let's get right into it, because tomorrow night, the BCS National Championship, the Fighting Irish at Notre Dame will face the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Wow. I mean, how pumped up are you? If you're a Notre Dame fan, I mean, Notre Dame is like, it is life. Like, if you're a Notre Dame fan, like, this is all Notre Dame cares about. Notre Dame football is huge if you're a Notre Dame fan. Now they're in the national championship game, returning back to glory.
Right?
The line is Alabama 9.5, over under 40.5.
There
they are, rolling through.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yeah, roll Tide. Let's go, Bama.
Get out of here, this guy.
Bama.
The 12-0 Fighting Irish will take on the 12-1 Alabama Crimson Tide. This will be one in the trenches. I'm going to state that right now. Alabama has one of the best offensive lines in the country. Notre Dame has one of the best defensive lines in the country. I think it's going to be an old-school, hard-nosed football game. Defense and running the football. That's what this game's going to be about.
What if I told you Bama embarrasses Notre Dame tomorrow night?
What do you mean?
Louis Mush out by like 21.
Louis Mush is going to pick Alabama?
Louis Mush wants Notre Dame to win. But no, I honestly, in my heart of all hearts, so all you Notre Dame fans should be very happy right now. I do think Bama rolls tomorrow and just destroys Notre Dame.
Okay. Listen, I think both teams are going to run the football. Obviously, Alabama, they got the 2 running backs, Eddie Lacy and T.J. Yeldon. But Notre Dame could also run the football. They have a 3-headed monster at running back, Sierra Wood, Theo Riddick, and GA3, George Atkinson III.
God.
Both teams can definitely run the football. Both teams can definitely play defense. one thing now, a lot of people are like, oh, Alabama's one of the, they're going for 3 national championships in 4 years. They're top program in the country. They're unbeatable. No one could beat them, right?
Yeah,
This is what a lot of people
10-point
think.
favorites in the national championship game. Also.
A lot of teams were very successful on Alabama this season. Teams like LSU and Johnny Football, Texas A&M, they were able to spread that defense out. Make the corners. You got to beat the corners for Alabama.
All right, so can Golson spread that defense out?
Everett Golston is the key for an Irish victory tomorrow night. If he could spread out that defense, and use T.J. Jones, Tyler Eifert to his advantage.
You're not playing some, garbage defense tomorrow night. Like
No,
Golson
absolutely not.
needs to be on his A+ game tomorrow.
Right.
This Bama defense is like an NFL defense, bro. They'll pick 6 you all day.
Well, if you could beat the Alabama defense with their corners. I think their corners is the weakest link to that defense.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Tyler Eifert is the definite mismatch for that Alabama defense. A guy that is 6'6", you can spread him out wide. You can't put a corner on him because he's too big. He'll get up over the corner. You put a linebacker on him, he's too fast. He'll beat the linebacker downfield. I think Tyler Eifert, one of the best tight ends in the country, is going to be a huge mismatch for that Alabama defense. And obviously they have a guy in Theo Riddick that could do multiple things for that Notre Dame offense. Could run the football. You can put him out at slot, at wide receiver. He's very good at catching the football, has great hands out there. I think there's a lot of mismatches for the Alabama defense, but obviously the offense for Alabama, if they could pound the football on Notre Dame, Eddie Lacy, if he pounds the football, 15, 20, 25 times in this game, Notre Dame's going to be, they're going to, struggle a little bit, I think.
Well, I told you, I think Bama rolls, man.
A.J. McCarron.
Tell me this, what is your routine for tomorrow, though? You got work tomorrow?
Yeah, I got work tomorrow till 5, so.
So what time does the game start?
8:30 tomorrow night.
Any specific preparations going down on your behalf?
No.
You going out celebrating, or you staying home watching?
No, I'll be home watching this game, of course.
With the fam or by yourself?
Hey, if anyone wants to come and watch with me, yes, I'll be in my safe spot in that leather chair in front of the TV.
Do you set up a nice drink for yourself or no?
I might, yeah. I might have to.
What do you
Might
mean?
have that champagne on ice tomorrow night.
Champagne on ice. Well, you might be able to borrow
Might be
some from
popping
Johnny
bottles
Numbers.
tomorrow night, look.
You might be able to borrow some from Johnny Numbers. He's had it on ice for like 20 years now.
There you go. And keep it on ice for next season there, Johnny Numbers.
Put it this way, Chris.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now that I'm very excited that you have a big game to look forward to tomorrow.
First time since 1988.
Everybody who's a Notre Dame fan out there, I'm really happy that you guys get to enjoy this tomorrow. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, Bama rolls. Roll Tide.
That's what you think, huh?
I do.
A.J. McCarron, man, he hasn't stepped up to play his potential yet this season.
Maybe not, but
Amari
it doesn't
Cooper
matter.
is gonna
I
be a
just,
threat at wide
I think
receiver.
the Notre Dame offense is going to have a hard time.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. And I think Bama's still, even with Notre Dame's defense, I think Bama's still going to put up 21 to 4 points.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So
Right.
it's not like, it's not that I'm saying Notre Dame's outmatched. I just don't think offensively they're going to be able to score in this Bama defense, to the point, to 21 points or, 27 points where you might have to win this game. What do you
we'll
think?
see.
It's going to be like a 13-10 game? You think it's going to be like that?
I think it's going to be a defensive game. I think Notre Dame does not get blown out. They keep games close no matter who they play, whether it be Pittsburgh, whether it be Stanford. All these games this season for Notre Dame have been close. So if Alabama comes in and plays, listen, every game that Notre Dame has come up against a very tough opponent, they were going to Oklahoma. They were 13-point underdogs in that game. The final score was 31-13. Notre Dame blew Oklahoma out. They were underdogs going into East Lansing in Michigan State. 10-point underdogs in that game. They blew out Michigan State. They were underdogs against Michigan week 2. I could go all day on this.
Hold on.
Stanford
His
at
head's
home.
starting to pop. It's getting red and his head's exploding right now.
My point is, the people have counted out Notre Dame all year.
I'm counting out Notre Dame. I
And
haven't
they're-
heard one other person count Notre Dame out. That's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say. Everybody else likes Notre Dame with the points. I think Notre Dame gets blown out. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
That's fine, Lou.
I know you're a Notre Dame fan, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. You're right. And remember, you're listening to the LB and Sports Doctor radio show on WLIE, 540 AM. Number to call is 631-955-5400.
Crazy day in football today, Chris.
Yeah.
Crazy day. Number one, 3 rookie quarterbacks against Joe Flacco.
Right?
That's really what's going down today.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday the games were atrocious. They were horrible. I couldn't stand them. I fell asleep. I didn't miss anything spectacular. When I see Ryan Grant and this guy Harris running the ball for Green Bay all day, and gouging Minnesota's D, like, what the hell's going on here? You know, I felt bad for Minnesota because they had to play Joe Webb. And to revisit what we were talking about last week, me and Rick took the side of Adrian Peterson would have rather broke the record than actually got into the playoffs. And now you see why, because his team had a shot at winning the Super Bowl. And if he broke the record, he would be a lot better off right now.
He came pretty close, didn't he?
Yeah, he came real 14 yards.
14 yards. Okay.
What's funny is I think they thought he broke it, and like they picked him up and they were like, yeah, they started carrying him. And then at the end, he gets over to the lady at the end. She's like, you missed it by like 9 yards. He's like, what? I missed it? 9 yards? Oh, man. Like, you can tell he was just so disappointed.
Football players aren't known for their math skills.
Yeah.
Peterson's a smart dude, though.
I mean, yeah, sure.
And what a season he's had, though.
Yeah. All of that effort got him was one extra game.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of got screwed over because Ponder got hurt. I
don't know what happened with that, man. That blew my mind yesterday.
He said he had elbow soreness the entire week. He was missing practices, so the Vikings went with Joe Webb last night, but it didn't work out too well. The Packers and Aaron Rodgers dominated him last night. Dominated him at Lambeau Field.
Compliments to Leslie Frazier. He did the best acting performance ever as he was standing there pregame with Michelle Tafoya saying, how confident he felt in Webb's ability to try to carry the Vikings. I was just like, man, that is a poker face if I ever saw one.
Yeah, we spoke about it before the show. Joe Webb, he looked elusive on the first two plays. He was able to make plays with his feet for like 15 and 20. And then I was like, oh, wait, maybe he might have, put some pressure on this Green Bay defense, but that didn't work out too well.
No, it didn't work out, especially with Woodson back and Raji and Matthews. I mean, listen, if Green Bay can get to the form where they won the Super Bowl, that defense, they have the ability to. And Houston, listen, they're just going to get blown out, right? I mean, there's not even a question that
they're in New England next week.
Counts as them. I mean, they looked horrible yesterday. Put it this way, and even Green Bay didn't look great yesterday.
No.
It wasn't a good playoff football NFL. It was just bad. I didn't enjoy it at all. The NFL, I had to say they failed. And today, they really better hope there's some good games because they're going to lose some of their audience.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Probably not. That's all.
No, they're not going to lose their audience.
People might forget. They got Peyton Manning, Tom Brady next week. All the big guns coming next week.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about NFL. We'll put the NFL on our back once again. How you doing? Where's our bonus, by the way?
Right. We got Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts taking a trip to Baltimore today. That game is at 1 o'clock.
I'm rooting for Luck, man.
You were rooting for Andrew.
I am. I'm rooting for Luck.
I'm honestly rooting for Ray Lewis. It might be his last NFL game. Definitely his last game at MNT Bank Park in Baltimore.
You know what? I shouldn't say that. I should be rooting for Ray Lewis, too, because I do like Baltimore. I do like Ray Lewis. He is one of my favorite players. But
right. And then
I don't know, man. Luck's got me captivated, dude. I want to see Luck. I want to see that Luck Peyton Manning matchup, man.
You honestly want to see that?
I want to see it.
You're not going to get there. I don't think. Well,
how do you know Baltimore has not been playing good ball? Luck can easily.
I think the Giants turned their season around. Honestly, I thought that Giant Ravens game gave the Ravens some confidence. We could beat a good team, and I think it propels them further into the playoffs here. But also we have Seattle coming into Washington today to face RG3 and the Redskins. Obviously, two rookie quarterbacks with Wilson and RG3 today.
Who would you rather have, RG3 or Wilson?
Well, I'd rather have RG3.
So then that's who's going to win.
I don't know. RG3, he looks like he cannot run the football. Last week against Dallas, he looked banged up, man. He looks like he's not at 100%. He can't run with the football. Obviously, I think he's going to be a pocket passer today.
Well, you have to say...
And Russell Wilson is not like that. He's elusive.
I know, he is. You're right. You would have to say, in my opinion, I feel like Seattle's the better football team. I do. I think they have more parts. I think their defense is better. I think Lynch and Sidney Rice, but I don't know, man. Going into Washington, playoff game...
They're not good on the road.
The crowd's going to be... Yeah, Seattle's not good on the road.
They're the best team at home, but they're not good
They're not good on the road. And for Seattle to go on the road with a rookie quarterback and be favorites in a game in Washington versus RG3...
Right.
Doesn't make sense to me. I got to think that Washington's going to come out today and just through emotion and energy, just being home, wins this game. Seattle's not a good road team, like you just said.
Right.
They went 11-5, but they went 8-0 at home. They won 3 games on the road. They went 3-5.
I know. I like. But you know what? I like Seattle's defense. They got a lot of young kids on that defense that can play ball, man. Their
Absolutely,
secondary is
yeah.
one of the best in the game. And I think it's going to be Marshawn Lynch versus Alfred Morris today. Honestly, who could run the football better? I think Marshawn Lynch, he has been able to put his team on his back.
He has 15
In past, Rick's laughing right now because he's thinking of that YouTube video. Little boy,
Little boy.
little boy. But Alfred Morris, he's been able to run the football. Another rookie this season has surprised some people.
Well, yeah, listen, Marshawn Lynch had 1,500 yards, and Alfred Morris had 1,600 yards.
2 top running backs in today's game.
Marshawn Lynch had 315 carries. Alfred Morris had 335 carries.
Right.
These guys are right on the same level as each other.
Right.
I don't know, man. All I know is that these games, I'm pumped up today because I'm going to see my brother today in Queens. Going to see his new apartment in Queens. So I'm taking the baby. We're going with the wife. We're going with Grandpa. We're going with my sister, I think. We're going, doing the whole Italiano Sunday dinner
Oh,
thing.
what you doing over here?
All I know is that my brother better be making me a good dinner. That's
Nice.
all I'm asking for.
Okay.
Please, if I'm going to drive to Queens.
Pass the gravy.
You better be making some of that homemade gravy, none of that Aunt Millie's stuff, you know?
Nice. Very good, Luke.
So we're going over there, and I'm going to be watching the game. I'll probably get in time for that Seattle-Washington game, and I'll be listening to Indianapolis-Baltimore game probably. But T.Y. Hilton, man, that's who I think is going to be the difference maker today.
That
for the
is the
Colts.
difference maker for you today.
Yeah, and I know
Wow.
it's not going off the limb here. I mean, he's a big guy, but
Yeah.
I think T.Y. Hilton breaks loose for a couple here.
Yeah, Colts don't really run the football. They have Reggie Wayne, who's more of a possession receiver right now, and T.Y. Hilton is that speed guy that they use down the field.
They're running the ball well with Vic Ballard. You got Reggie Wayne. Put it this way, this is a huge game for Baltimore because Joe Flacco needs to get to that next level. If Lee Evans caught the ball last year,
Ravens are in the Super Bowl.
Ravens are in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, basically to say that they're going to repeat and get to that same spot this year with the team being a year older, you can't necessarily say that. Indianapolis could put up 35 on you or they can lay an egg and put up 21. But everyone's been saying the same thing. If you let Andrew Luck in this game late, which is what Baltimore's been doing this whole season,
Right.
they haven't been blowing people out. If you let this guy hang around, he'll put one on you, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll put one on you, and that'll be that. And then Baltimore will be sitting there like, yo, how did this just happen?
Yeah.
We controlled this whole entire game because you let this guy stay in the game. So it's either Baltimore goes out and blows these guys out, or if they keep it close, don't be surprised if Andrew Luck wins this game.
Well, let's see.
I know everyone else has the same take, but it's the only take you can have.
Well, let's see what happens in today's game. Let's go to a Raven fan on the phone right now. We got the sports conspirator on the line here. Scotty, what's going on, man?
I mean, were we watching high school football there for a sec there, Scotty?
Right.
Horrible.
Scott, I was saying that to Lou before the show started. How could you not get A.J. Green the ball in the first half? It was unbelievable. Yeah.
He wasn't. He kept on throwing it to Gresham, and Gresham kept on dropping the balls on him.
Yeah.
You know?
All right,
So that's
nice.
good.
There you go.
So there's a Ravens fan that's very confident.
There you
'Cause,
go.
You know, listen, I don't know, man. I think Indy's got a shot today, Scott. Am I crazy for thinking that?
Yeah. Very impressive this year. Yep.
Take a seat and let the big boys play.
All right, nice.
Scott, tell me this. One last thing. Braylon Edwards, when he was asked that, it's only funny because you said electrifying. When the Jets asked Braylon Edwards, I went to Braylon Edwards after the game, after his first game back, and they asked him how it was to step on the field in MetLife. He said the atmosphere was electrifying. The fans were great. I was like, get out of here.
He wants a job next season.
6 and 10, unbelievable.
He wants a job next season.
Scott, who's your X Factor today?
No, he hung up. We lost Scott.
Oh, we lost Scott.
Yeah,
oh,
remember
okay.
the number to call is 631-955-5400. It's the LB and Sports Doctor radio show on WLIE, 540 AM.
Anyway, I'm sitting here looking around at the studio, and I'm saying, what the hell's going on here? There's things getting all set up. There's things getting put places that I didn't know where they could be put, if you get my drift. Oh!
Let's give a shout out to the Beard of Zeus who's in the studio with us
Beard of
today.
Zeus in the house.
The Beard of Zeus on Twitter.
Follow him.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter.
Absolutely. You need to follow the Beard of Zeus. He puts out good stuff, right? I've been slacking on my Twitter game.
You really have, Lou. Get on that.
Yeah, I gotta plug in over there. Lou has to plug in here, and then you're gonna have to plug in here on the first one.
Your sports update is brought to you by Accurate Art Incorporated. Since 1985, we service all your publishing needs, from illustrations, logos, photo retouching, business cards, resumes, menus, brochures, and more. Look for Accurate Art Incorporated. You can contact them at 631-472-9710 or email them at gbarile@optimumonline.net. The Knicks advanced to 23-10 on the regular season, rallying in the fourth quarter to top the Orlando Magic 114-106. Carmelo Anthony was just too much for the Magic, scoring 16 of his 40 points in the fourth quarter, handing Orlando their 8th straight loss. The Knickerbockers will host the Celtics tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. Tip-off is at 7:30. The Nets cruise to their 3rd straight win, topping the Kings 113-93. Brook Lopez with a team-high 18 points in the game. Brooklyn's next game is Tuesday night in Philadelphia at 7 p.m. The 2013 NFL playoffs kicked off yesterday, and Arian Foster and the Houston Texans running past the Bengals for their 2nd straight year in a row, 19-13. In the night game, the Packers pounded the ponderless Vikings 24-10. The Texans will play the Patriots in New England next weekend, and the Packers will fly out to face the 49ers. Today, Andrew Luck and the Colts are in Baltimore as Ray Lewis will be making his last start at M&T Bank Stadium. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. And RG3 and the Washington Redskins will host the Seattle Seahawks. Game time is at 4:30. The NHL and the NHLPA have reached a tentative agreement to end the lockout. Hockey is back. The Bills hire Syracuse's head coach Doug Marrone as their new head coach. That was your sports update brought to you by Accurate Art Incorporated. Once again, I'm Chris Barile on WLIE 540 AM.